I'm in the backyard now, kind of trying to make, I guess, a final pass. There's a little more touching up and shaping that I need to do, but it's getting pretty close, I think, with the dozer. So I need to get some other stuff cleaned up, or I need to get them to move the junk out of the driveway and then figure out exactly the height they want on the driveway to kind of know the dirt around there. But they got the sewer line and the sump pump lines all put in and kind of backfilled and stuff. So like I said, now I'm just trying to kind of make a pass over this. But I haven't done the best job at filming all this job, or what I've been doing here lately for you guys, just because part of it, like 2 straight days, were just nothing but loading the hydrema and moving dirt up here. So I don't really know how to make a video out of that. I guess I just feel like I've done the same thing on previous videos. I hate to just keep filming the same thing just to get videos out for you guys. That's kind of the reason I've done one video in the last 2 weeks or something like that. It's all very monotonous and just the same thing. So, and then part of it, this yard's so big, and then trying to get the camera set up where you can catch clips is kind of tough to do. And then, as you can tell, it's extremely dry and dusty and windy, so it's not like you can see a whole lot either. So that's basically the reasoning I've not got a ton of videos out in the last week or so. It's just, I don't know, I'm just one of those that I hate to film stuff. Like I said, it just feels like I'm repeating something that I've already filmed, I guess. So the Let's Dig style videos don't always work for me, I guess. So. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of get this somewhat straightened up, and then I really think I'm to the point where the loader and the Harley rake will be a little more beneficial than like the dozer or whatever. But I'm trying to kind of get a few more of these high and low spots kind of cut off and straightened up. But we may leave it at this stage for a while. And like I said, he's not going to try to seed anything until probably the second week in September. And I think they've still got a little more stone work to do. They got a back porch to pour back here, so they're still going to be driving concrete trucks around. A little bit of siding stuff to touch up, and then they still got to do the septic system, which will all be on that side over there. So there's really no point to doing all the finished work with the Harley rake quite yet, I don't think. And we may or may not, I don't know if it will get any rain at all in August or not, but if we do get more rain and stuff, it'll have to be fine-tuned one more time before he wants to try to seed anything. So maybe better just to kind of leave it like this and let everybody else do whatever, and then come back and hit it with the Harley rake and kind of get it really fine-tuned then. And they're wanting to put the circle drive back in the front yard, but I need them to come up here and figure out how exactly they kind of want to lay that out. They want it bigger than the last one, kind of shaped a little bit differently, but he was going to bring his truck up here and kind of drive it around and get more of a, I get not such a tight circle. So I don't, it may be next week before they make it back up here to do that. So yeah, we may be kind of coming to a stopping point for here for now. I've moved 528 loads of dirt up here for the yard, so it's probably about 4,200 yards, I think. That's what I've roughly figured up. I think I can get somewhere around like 8 yards in the hydrema at one time. So they're about 12 or 13 ton probably. So yeah, lots of dirt moved. back. We are kind of getting the last of the grass and dirt hauled down by where they're working on that pond. I probably really didn't even need to scrape this section of it, but I flew my drone yesterday and this was about the only spot that still had grass on it, so I thought I'd strip that off and kind of get it shaped up. But I am not very fast at the finish grading on the dozer, so I think it would just be long, boring footage. But it actually slicked up pretty nice for just kind of running over using the dozer. And then the front, I really like the angle, the shape of the front. They still got to do the septic, which it's going to go, the tanks are here, and then the lateral field's out there, so that's all going to get dug up. And then the homeowner's supposed to be coming up today. They haven't seen it since I got it all slicked up. And we're supposed to kind of paint out where he would like to put the circle driveway back, so they got to dig that too. And then I think they're going to have a spot for a flagpole and some other stuff. So there's quite a bit more work to go in the yard area and stuff. So that's really been the biggest reason. It's so dusty, and I was just trying to kind of get some of that slicked up. I knew they were coming back today. So like I said, it doesn't look a lot different. There's not much changes from what it was a couple days ago. But I will try to start doing a better job at filming a little more of the project. I've actually got to come back down here is where I'm loading this junk up at. I need to build that one little spot up just a little bit more. Let's see, he's got a scraper down here now helping him, so I should be able to just push or dump this. Yeah, this is kind of a low spot. I think they're going to grade all this out quite a way, so it's a lot different down here today. Jump out and talk to him real quick. Probably won't be able to see with the dust, but there's the scraper and then there's the D6, so. They're probably loving that. And 10 minutes from now, you'll be able to see the scraper, so. We'll run back and get a couple more, and then I'll stop them before I'm wanting to load stuff up. Pretty much used everything down here. I don't know if I showed that in the last video or not. Like I said, the last two videos I've done is just one video a week, and it's been pretty much over the course of an entire week. So I had just barely enough footage to consolidate one video a week. But I'll get back to trying to make a little more regular posts. This is probably the largest, I guess we'll call it yard, that I've ever done in one spot. It's probably, I'm gonna guess, maybe 5-6 acres of just all dirt that I've been trying to grade around and stuff. It's actually gonna let this field grow in a little further whenever they harvest it and they plant again next year. They just kind of cut it or scaled it way back just to give us room to see however much we wanted to shape and do, but he doesn't want to mow this much, which I don't blame him. But here at the pond, loading up some more topsoil. Got him down here on his D6, kind of making another push. You guys can watch that instead of me loading. I didn't quite back the hydrema quite where I was needing to, I guess. I kind of got it notched out here, and I'm like 6 feet too far to the left, but they're making pretty good progress. I didn't realize this sediment pond was going to be quite as big or deep as it is. I think they're down 8 feet or something. It looks to be a lot more than that, but you got so much stuff, dirt piled around there, it looks, you know, higher on the sides than what it actually is. So I think I need, I don't know, 4 or 5 loads, maybe 6 over here by the garden spot. And then if they want to widen up the garden, I may take some of that up there. And then the good news is he's got plenty more of this down here. So like after they put the septic in, and if they want to add any more dirt or reshape anything around there, we got plenty of dirt to do that with. I apologize, the windshield is dusty. There's no windshield wiper on. I think it got knocked off or something. The arm is missing. But you got a better view of the house when I'm sitting up here. And then here's what the pond's looking like. He's got I thought it was a cat. It's an old John Deere scraper. So he was running that too, kind of scraping more of the clay up. And then he was dumping it on top of the dam. So it packs stuff in a lot better than what that dozer does. And then he gets up there and kind of moves it out. But yeah, it's probably hard to tell from up here. But that is a pretty good sized bowl. And then like I said, this whole pile of stuff I can use, and if I need some of that up there, and then whatever's left, he's just going to take and smear out on the back side of the dam and around to just kind of get grass established. All right, we will go dump this load. I have reached my stopping point for this phase of the job. So he ended up bringing his tractor up here with a, I think he calls it like a drag harrow or something, and ran all over it and kind of smoothed it out a little bit more, broke up some of the clumps and stuff. We're still waiting on the septic system to go in, which will be over there. So there'll be some coming back and cleaning up, and then we're holding off till closer to the end of the project to figure out. We're going to put a big circle drive area back in here, and then out in the middle is going to have like a flagpole and kind of a, you know, just a mound or grass, and then maybe even a big stone or something with their name on it. But for right now, I've pretty much got everything kind of moved over here and roughly shaped in the way that he's wanting. Like I said, he just drug it over the hole. Probably, I think it was like 20 feet wide, so it didn't take all that long. But and they still, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks away from trying to seed anything, because it's August 3rd. It's, I think it was 98 today or something. So, and there's no rain in sight. But probably, I don't know, I'd say after the Labor Day or second weekend in September, I think he's going to try to plan on seeding everything, which the septic guy is supposed to be here Monday. And then when we do get a little closer, like I said, we'll come back, do the circle drive, and then we're actually going to pull the driveway back over and it'll kind of line up with this edge where it's smooth, and then I think it'll tie into the concrete approach about where the trailer's at right now. So, and the mason's got a little bit of finishing up to do, and then he'll clean up everything in the driveway. Hey, I got the International, the Peterbilt's getting serviced and DOT inspection. I think it's getting all new brakes on the rear end and some other stuff done. So got to do my trucking with it, but we're moving it back to the pond job. This is kind of how the backyard ended up. Coming out, they still got a concrete pad, another pad they're going to do, or like a little step down deck in that area right there, and they're supposed to start on it Monday or Tuesday. So there'll be some more dressing up here, I'm sure, when they get the concrete truck and stuff in there. But yeah, this all smoothed out pretty nice. Like I said, there's a good chance I'll still bring my Harley rake back if I ever finally go and pick it up right before he gets ready to seed, just to kind of get rid of a little more of the waviness and clumps and such. But as you can tell, it's just powder right now. And then I built a new pad. They're going to move the Connex box back over here, kind of hide it behind the shop. So I got a little pad built there, and then I think I only had five loads of rock, so I kept a majority of a load for the concrete guys when they start on Monday. It just takes long to get rock over here. I didn't want to use all of it, but I think eventually we'll come in. I think he's got to decide if he's going to kind of curve something to the front of the Connex or just this edge, because you want to be able to pull some implements in and still be able to get stuff backed out with the Connex, but he didn't want the Connex box so far out. So we'll probably end up rocking the rest of this and possibly a little curved pathway. I think he may end up doing the same thing here, kind of arcing the rock in this corner and then letting that little bit go back grass. This just kind of stops for here right now. Once the corn's been cut, I don't know if you can see that telephone pole out there. They're actually going to put another drive for the tractors and such in here. It'll kind of hook on here and curve around and run out to that pole. And then I think when they replant, they're just going to go from the left side of that drive over. So like none of that stuff will be back there. I think he's going to plant some stuff with the smaller tractors, but the big ones, they say it's a little more of a pain to make that curve. So they're actually just going to kind of square this field off all the way out there at the road. I took a bunch of the rock and built this up. I don't know if you remember how low it was. And then this has got about 8 or 9 loads of dirt in here to build it up and kind of kick the water out. Too bad. I'm not as good on the Kubota as I am the Tok. So. And then I just not putting some clean rock around his little power station here, because that's going to be a pain to mow or anything around. So that way he can just kind of spray it and keep that cleaned up. You may see a little bit different scenery for a while. We'll go back to the pond job and kind of rough grade or finish grading around that house. I think they're getting a little closer on it, kind of clean it up, and then it'll probably be, I don't know, maybe a month before we get back out here to do anything. just kind of depends on how quick they get the septic in and the concrete guys get ready. But yeah, this was definitely a fun one. 554 loads is what I moved from that field over there in the Hydrema to here. So I'm thinking it's about I'm gonna guesstimate maybe 5 acres of dirt that I kind of graded on. So probably my largest yard yet in one spot to grade around, at least the most dirt I've moved on once. So the Hydrema has definitely paid for itself on this job. But yeah, we'll get the I already think I got the dozer all chained down, but we'll get ready and head out. So we'll just catch you guys next week.